How would you describe the TET team in a couple of words?
Bold, adventurous.
Young, innovative,
Quirky.
Bit wild.
A bad influence.
They always look out for their mates.
Loyal and too good for me. Hi, my name is Damien Ewan, the General Manager for TET 2021 Festival. Just saying that makes me realise how much responsibility that is on my shoulder this year. Every year, my friends and I get together to organise the biggest and most ambitious festival that we can possibly create in Victoria. This year has been particularly challenging because of the pandemic. We had to change from an event team to a film production team within 6 months. But 2021 isn't a journey we just want to tell. This documentary is about the team's journey for the past 5 years. So we want to take you back to a time when inexperience, bad luck, and a good team all collided together in 2017.
Oh, well, it's a bit of trepidation, it's a bit uncertain because we have been doing it for, the community have been doing this, the first generation been doing this for years and decades. And then so we're not quite sure, how they're going to do it. There's a lot of question marks of when we finally think of the handover to the younger generation. We're not quite sure what the result would be.
Some people in the community had some doubts over their ability to carry out such a large festival as TET. But I think over the years they've proven themselves to be a very capable, dependable and trustworthy group of people that have been able to pull off some really fantastic and memorable festivals in the past.
We was very proud, and I think the team keep growing in innovations. You can see that how it's the fresh look, the whole festival, and it's also a mixture. And you also grown in knowing how to work with the community as well.
I think one of the things that has really grown, that I've really enjoyed working with the team on is just their camaraderie and sort of the trust they have in each other. They've taken the traditions and what we do in the TET Festival from decades ago, but also brought a breath of fresh air to it. They've brought some fresh ideas, and I think that has really made our festival quite the memorable experience that it is today.
So I kind of got roped into it as a little kid. So I knew Go-To from when we were young, when we were doing like art drawing classes. And then one year she was like, hey guys, do you want to be part of a performance? And I was like, yeah, sure, why not? And then from there, we kind of just came back every year. And then as I got older, I was able to do more things. And I wanted to do more things, and I just put my hand up.
My father is a very prominent member of the Vietnamese community. He was the one who actually help organise all the events for the past decade or so, I would say. So ever since I was young, I've been involved in the event in some way or form, whether I realised it or not. So I guess in a lot of ways, this was destiny that I would one day look after the festival.
We all came together like many, many years ago now, looking back on it. I got pulled in, and back then we were very young, very idealistic. It's before we took sort of official roles in the festival. It was very much just sort of like a fun thing to do with your boys. And then it ended up becoming a bigger part of my life than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, so I joined that kind of spontaneously. I didn't really have any festival volunteer experience going in, so kind of jumping in the deep end. I did some backstage crew work during high school. It was a way for me to figure out that I enjoy bringing something to an audience. And so TET Festival has been a way to really bring the same joys to me. I enjoy putting on this festival every year and seeing people coming through the doors and have a good time.
I always went to the TET festivals when I was younger, And when I was growing up, I saw the team and it looked pretty fun and everyone seemed so close to each other. So I was like, hey, why not?
Back at that time, you know, I didn't know what to expect. I just knew that we had a very strong group of people, a very capable group of people that could really, which I thought at the time could really make something different and do something really different. And they set out and they did just that.
So I guess before I joined TET, my family was kind of very isolated when we had our New Year celebrations. But then once we started kind of volunteering at TET, I realized how big and how friendly the community was, and TET became much more important to me when I had important people to celebrate it with.
I'm a big fan of the challenge. I like the sort of the long hours and the late nights, putting things together, planning. And then I suppose the reward from that is seeing it all come to fruition at the end.
I love waking up at 6 o'clock in the morning. I can't sleep the night before, and I'm running on 3 hours of sleep, so I'm running on 4 Red Bulls a day. And that Friday is always exciting. It's a real adrenaline rush to come into an empty room and then literally see it transform within 24 hours.
Just the night before that, it's really beautiful kind of seeing everything set up but without the people, and then knowing that within 12 hours this whole place was going to be filled with people having fun, eating delicious food.
Seeing all the photos pop up on Instagram of people enjoying the festival, I think to know that the whole team has put on such a great festival that everyone can take memories of and enjoy, that really sets an impression for me to remind myself that we're putting on this festival not for ourselves but for everyone else. It's been a good time, and I think that's why I've been coming back every year.
I think the most rewarding part was actually getting to meet so many great people and becoming good friends with a lot of these people.
It's all about creating a lot of strong bonds with one another under hardship. I trust the people I work with to solve their own issues, to manage themselves, to hit deadlines and goals on their own, and that's been probably one of the biggest takeaways I had from the festival.
Everyone was really social, and I could always start off a conversation with them and they never failed to give me advice.
A sense of just home, and it wasn't nothing too serious, and I felt that I'd been instantly accepted into the family.
They kind of welcomed me in with open arms. They're a really nice group of people that really just come back to this festival each year to help out, just for the love of this, just to come back and put on a show for everyone.
And because we're volunteers, we get to go behind the scenes and you get to see how everything comes together. And I just remember sitting on the fence line of where the fireworks were about to be set off. I just remember looking at the fireworks going off and then looking back and just seeing this massive sea of people just really stopping for a moment and enjoying that 10 minutes of a fireworks display. And you could just see that as you looked at them, that they were reminiscing, of certain things, and you could just see how happy they were to be with their family, even if it was for a brief period of time. And when I looked at that, I really felt that all the suffering and pain that we'd gone in a couple of days and the organising times, the months before that culminates to that point, that was probably the most memorable moment for me.
I think seeing a young team like that with a singular vision, with a singular idea, and really being able to pull it off has been very inspiring and encouraging, particularly as someone from the executive team.
At the end now, we leave it to entirely young people. That unthinkable of years ago, that we older people would sit back, enjoy ourselves, come along and see the entire festival run from A to Z by the young people. That is the most fundamental, most pleasant and the most successful element of this festival.
I think that has really been able to show me that I'm more capable than what I think I am. In any case, I got to really experience all the small parts of the coming together on the day. I think it's been really important for me in how I progress to really see how many people come in on the day to get things set up, and that gives me a great sense of respect for how well we organise it.
Sort of opened my world up in terms of, doing other sort of community projects around the place. So, coming to TET encouraged me to then sort of volunteer with other communities around Melbourne and around the local area.
2017, Albert was really green and thought he could change the world and went in there guns blazing. What's changed for me is the reason of why we do it. Let's create an event as a homage to when I was a child growing up.
So 2017 is very mixed because the weather was awful, but I learned to trust in the gear that I brought along and the people I work alongside with. But 2020, I think we put together an amazing event. I think we had decorations with, absolutely sublime that day. 5 years of experience come together beautifully to culminate in probably our best festival yet.
We had a grand vision of, umbrella walls and floating trees, floating lanterns in the air, twinkling in the sky. Realistically, it wasn't going to happen, but we tried our best shot at it. I got to say, I think we did it as well as we could have.
It's that sense of, we haven't done it before, but let's try it. Let's see how it goes.
But I feel like TET has got a lot more of a dynamic side to it. We sort of encourage more creativity, and we don't try and deliver the same thing every year. Instead, we try and improve every year and offer more and more and new things. And I think that's what I like about TET.
The best part about Sandown TET is the audience, to be honest, the crowd to come along. I don't think, we thank them enough, really. I mean, we put together this event, it takes a lot of work out of us, but the crowds, generally speaking, always turn up. Even when I was young, Sandown was the place to go to for the authentic TET experience.
It's not about being flashy and extravagant and having the biggest and best things. It's about creating a sense or an environment where the volunteers, the attendees feel like this is their festival. It's this sense of appreciation of people and a sense of pride that you get from making a festival that I think not many other communities in Australia really get to do the way we do it.